But let me tell you something. Let me show you something. What happened was uh, I'm attempting to make three studios. I'm attempting to make three studios out of one enough. I only have enough for one really good studio, one complete studio. So if I want to have a studio in the bedroom, in the middle of the living room, and one over here by the window with the, I have to unplug things as I go. So I was live early. I thank everybody. There was so many people in the chat room. For me, three people was a lot. I think it got up to five at one time. I think I got a whole bunch of thumbs up. So what I'm getting ready to do here now, I had to bring my mixer from right over what I did yesterday. So that's all it is when I have to move around from one workstation to another, I have to unplug things and move it around until I could use three more mixers actually, because I would like to have a mixer. Well, actually four mixers, four small mixers. Well, I would have to have a nice big mix. Well, let's see. I just need three more. Three more mixers would get me over for a minute, because I can need one where I just unplug one, and I can use two on my outdoor rig. Let's say four more mixers, so I have one extra just in case in the studio here. I can have, yeah, and I could use a whole bunch of HDMI cables and a bunch of more that we just call guitar cables, XLRs and TRX, a tip ring sleeve. I could use a bunch of tip ring sleeve also. But you know, I'm thankful for what I have. You know, it's like the in the Bible, that the guy that didn't, you know, the talents, that was money. That was a financial thing. The master went away and left three people with three different amounts of money. One, he just gave one 5, 1, 10. But the first two with the most, they invested theirs. They invested their money, the master's money. So when he came back, he gave them back what he gave them and the interest. One guy stuck his in a napkin in the hole and buried it, so nobody can get to it. When the master came back, he said, "Here, this is what you gave me." He said, "I know you were strict, so you gave me this. Here it is back." So God has given me. I was in a fire almost over 7 years ago, and I had the clothes on my back, my car. I was playing in the subway when it burnt. And so God has replaced what the locust has eaten. A guy asked me, was I a Christian? In the common sense of the word, that word, actually, that was a word to make fun of people. They would call it, that meant like little Christ. They were making fun of him, but I knew what he was talking about. Am I following the teachings of Christ, and I have Christ in my heart? But I don't hound on it. I wait for the opportunity to witness to somebody. Well, here's the mixer. Let's start here. I put in my second monitor here. So this monitor is going to stay over here. We have two monitors. I just getting kind of lightheaded too. Let me get the rest of my smoothie, man. I'm going to make sure I don't burn out. If you know me, you know as soon as I get in the studio, I work until at least 1 o'clock. But I don't want to keep doing that. I want to knock off early today and go check on my car. It looks like it's getting ready to rain. I can see out the window here. There's a lady over across the street standing on her balcony. None of my business, but I'm a nosy old man. Let's get online. Let's go in here and see how many people in the chat room again. There was, by the time I got there was 3 people in the chat room already. I'm bouncing y'all around. So let me sit down and get busy. Let me check the chat room first. Actually, let me get my close to the edge. For some reason, my video didn't want to play. I couldn't even watch what I did. Here I am live. You see the mixer. Okay, let's get a sound check. I need to plug everything else first. First, let me do my chat room. Give myself a thumbs up. Not a lot of people breaking their neck in the chat room yet, but let's go ahead and plug up the plug. One of my old mixers don't work too good. I got it working though. One time. It's the inputs. Okay, coming out of the. I'm coming out of the Phantom, going into my Universal Audio Vote 67. What's the name of this? Vote 476. Vote 476. And coming out of there, going out of the Phantom into the interface Universal Audio into my mixer, coming out of the speakers. Alrighty then. Let's see where at. And there it is. There it is. I can hear it. I'm gonna turn it up. Put some more volume on here. Hear it. I'm gonna turn it up. Put some more volume on here. Hear it. I'm gonna turn it up. Put everything on halfway. Except for the. I can hear outdoors. Put everything on halfway. Oh, that's right. I'm coming out of the iPad. I'm looping. Okay, I can hear everything. You can hear everything. The iPad microphone, it's not that good, but it's good enough to get the job done. And see, like when I signed off earlier, I added a new monitor. I had to get an HDMI for it and a power plug. I bought my mixer over here, and I keep saying, speaking from the throat, wears you out. I'm gonna start practicing, or not talking at all. So I'm tired from talking, man. I'm tired from talking. I must be really out of shape. Anyway. I was checking out, this guy had broke down, if you're into Yes, there's a rock group, orchestral rock group. And they wrote a song it's a group called Yes. It's a song Close to the Edge. I know every note by heart. I can sing and hum or whistle. At one time, I was playing it on the flute. At one time, I was good enough on the flute and the saxophone to actually play what I heard as I was hearing it. You know how you whistle something? You don't know, you can whistle as you hear it. I was pretty close to being able to play practically. I was challenged myself. I attempted to play this on a saxophone and flute a couple of times. I was getting it pretty close too. I was doing it when I was seriously medicated though. And there's a guy on here, he's analyzing the song Close to the Edge. And I did go to Omega Recording. I went to a music school. After my piano teacher, I had a private piano teacher. She sent me to Modern School of Music. It used to be on Georgia Avenue. It was a school of higher learning. And usually if a school of higher learning, it would say Modern School of Music and it would have something on the end of it, and theory, music and something theory. Modern School of Music. But a proper music school would have applied harmony. A proper music school of a place of higher learning, it'd have a name and then it would say applied harmony. That's how you know if you're getting the proper academia, right? But this guy is breaking down close to the edge. I'm gonna start in the middle. And he talks about the church modes. That's when you, if you're in the key of C, there is like the Dorian. Is the one I know the most is Dorian, and I think a Maxa Dorian. I think it's. I'm not going to get you misquoted, but you have to have a book of applied harmony to go with your theory books. You have scale books, you know, pentatonic books, different books. Applied harmony is an important theory book to have. Talks about church modes. The one I know the easiest for me is if I'm in the key of C, I can play the key of C starting on D. That would be Dorian. Playing in the key of C, but I'm using D as the root note. Dizzy Gillespie did a lot of that, but he breaks it down here.
Explain how those chords fit into D. But what really makes it D? We have the theoretical proficiency, but they heard what they wanted, and it was a very advanced skill, even if they didn't know A.
He's assuming that the young men in Yes didn't actually know what they were doing. He's saying that they weren't sure about their academia, that they weren't sure exactly what they were doing. He's underestimating them. You know, he's saying that these young men weren't knowledgeable. I get that a lot when I'm outside playing on the street. I'd say 70% of people that come up to me over the past 40 years, they say, "Oh, did you teach yourself?" And they don't even know what they're saying. They don't even know the question they were saying. They don't even know what that means. Did you teach yourself? Do you read music or do you play by ear? They don't even know what that means. Because you can be a sight reader and decide to play a song by ear. Not using also using your academia. It's only a few people who didn't play by ear. Beethoven, after a while, he didn't play by ear because he was deaf. He couldn't hear. Even if you read music, you're still playing by ear. If you hit a wrong note, accidentally, if you hit a wrong note, and you hit a wrong note, and you read music, is that playing by ear? So actually, I'm saying when people come up and say, "Did you teach yourself?" or "Do you read music or playing by ear?" And they're not qualified, and that's above their pay grade. It's above their pay grade. In other words, they are assuming that that someone is not formally trained, or they don't know what they actually don't even know because it's a complicated answer to that question. You have to know the question before you can even ask it. And I have to understand that they understand what they're asking before I can answer it. A lot of times, most of the times, it's above their pay grade. Well, sometimes I tell them I can't tell you. If I told you that, I'd have to kill you. But anyway, like I'm saying, he's assuming that they don't know. Anyway, I think everything's plugged in here. Let me see how many cameras I can set up. Let me plug in my microphone. Let me see if I can get my microphone over here somewhere. Let me see if I can find a place for this microphone. Let me see. It's fat enough to fit on this pole. Let me see. I think I had it right here last time. I think I had it right. I think I had it on this right here. I don't know if I did. Let me see. Let me let this guy play too.
A much stronger leading tone would be is if we flattened the third and made it a half step. So again, that's a technique that classical composers have used forever. They will alter a chord that's in a key to strengthen the leading tone that goes to the next chord. Knew what they were doing. I don't even think that a guy like Rick at that young age knew what he was doing.
See, he's assuming he don't know. See, that's what people do to me. They come up to me and say, "Did you teach yourself?"
And it was a very
they don't ask me where I studied. And in a way, I was semi a prodigy. I wasn't a super prodigy. I was semi a prodigy. Because I didn't want to read music, I wanted to play by ear.
My work is better as yours. Your word is better than his. Keep out of this.
And we're moving. Oh, mine are over B.
First thing oh, I know.
It's a little abrupt. It's a little sloppy. But what they lack in compositional finesse, they make up for in arrangement.
My mixer was
Rick is doing his single
all
notes.
mixed up. So I'm gonna see if we can drop this headphone.
And Chris is doing his usual bouncing around on the bottom. Let's take a listen. That modulation throws us into the key C. The chords here are very simple.
Reaching out to count the colors of the sky, bringing attention only to find out the master's
There are little
name.
variations that Steve does,
Down
but
at
those
the
are
edge.
essentially the chords. When we get to the second chorus, which we'll call B prime, which is an extended chorus, we are a whole step lower than we were from the first chorus. It is this extension of the second chorus that is going to prove what key we're rooted in, and we're going to use that proof retro back to the first chorus. If you look at this extended second chorus and the chords that are in it, it is textbook diatonic major D stuff. Take a listen.
I get up, get down.
I didn't play the last chord because the last chord actually is a pivot chord to throw us into yet another key. But for now, let's look at what we have here.
What in the world?
That
Am
chord
I
progression
loosening?
is very reminiscent and actually identical to
Righty tighty or lefty loosey?
as another very famous song from the same era. If we weren't modulating, we would go right back to here.
Okay. Stop right on
Right? So taking all of that into consideration, if we're to agree now that this extended chorus is in the key of C, then we could take that same assumption and retro it back to the first chorus, which is a whole step above, and then that would justify the secondary chords that I explained to you that were in the verse, and it all matches up into a nice neat package.
Logical.
However, what's really cool is that unlike the first modulation that we experienced, going from here to here, which I said was kind of clunky.
I'm gonna move it a little bit over.
This transition now that we
put it
go
under
from
here.
the end of the second chorus into the second verse is brilliant and is very slick. So we have so we're here and we go back to here.
Oh, go ahead now.
What makes it so slick is that F shifting into the A minor, it puts us back into A Dorian where we were in the first verse, which is going to put us back into D major when the next chorus.
It's almost perfect.
Well, now we're getting somewhere.
Let me get my
Gets confused.
I want to see if the headphone,
As we move into the second verse,
the
it's
microphone
same
wasn't working
form
yesterday. I want to see if
as
it's
the
working
first
today.
verse. You have your two stanzas and you're separated by that G minor.
Actually, I'm
thing in
not
the
going to
middle.
do it. It's in the
The only thing that's
bedroom.
different is the arrangement's a little different, but the form is essentially the same.
The one I took in the bedroom
This great sound effect
wasn't
that
working
it does.
yesterday, and I'm not going to
Now
mess
those
with
are
it.
samples from
Mm.
the actual
Oh!
recording. What is it that he actually
This is a
records?
very
It's an
inexpensive
electronic
microphone,
string
but it's
sound.
good.
The chord
It works
is
good
C major
enough.
7 flat 5.
And I'm gonna bring
And I
my
want
back
you to
shot.
remember that chord because that is a
Let me
very
bring all my
important
cameras over
chord that
here.
you're going to see later on in the
Like I
song.
said, I have to
Achieving that sound effect.
break.
I think
have to break
have
my
an
studio
idea as
down.
to how they did it. Can't emulate it exactly.
Every time I
the way
want to
they
move
did
to
it
another
here,
studio,
Why not?
because these are all
Another
virtual
section in
instruments,
my
virtual
apartment.
modulating. Back then, in the
I
good
have to
old
break-
days, it was analog.
I have to
It was
break
volume
everything down.
pedals and boxes with switches on them. And
the time I do that, I'm burned
what I
out.
think he did was.
So you know
he
what?
would swell up the
I
mellotron
think
with
what I'm going to
volume
do is
pedal.
every time I have to move, I'm going to
Back it up really
move,
quickly.
get everything
Sounds
set
to
up,
me
and then I'm
that
going to take a
Eddie
break.
often put a little delay and reverb on.
That's my
one
back
channel
shot
on
camera.
one side, and left the other side dry. So if you listen to this, you'll hear on the right side there's a delay and an echo, where on the left side it's dry.
You know what? I'm going to get the other microphone to see if it's working.
Again, I can't get it exact. For Awaken, and when we play the song,
Never say
it's
can't.
just easier for me to
Never say
sample.
never. Woo.
I cheat. When we get to the next section,
Oh! That's what
it's tough to
sounds.
pigeonhole and classify yes music into conventional
I think
pop
I need a
song
new,
nomenclature like verse, chorus, bridge.
I think they're going to have to
because
give me a
they
new,
do stuff that's just so not normal that it's easier just to assign these sections.
One of
as
my rubbers
letters like
fell
you would
off
in
in here.
classical music. So I'm going to call this
I'll
D
put this
section.
here and
The
I'll
studio
take care of
version
that
to me
later.
sounds like a
Let me go get-
combination
I like to have a
overdub
camera
of
so
the
y'all can see
RMI
everything I'm
piano
doing.
and a mode. And then mellotrons underneath. Hard to replicate in 1972, so of course you have to switch it up. And he kept it that way, and it was fine. And so that's what I play.
The time between, yeah. We listened to that song so
The end
much
of that section,
that I
which
knew
is
it.
this,
I listened to it my whole life.
is just
I know it by
is
every
that
note.
verse figure repeated again. So now we're in that C section again, or bridge if you want to give it a conventional name. But we are a step higher than we were in it before. Remember, we modulated back to D for the second verse and that interlude section, and we haven't come out of it, we're still there. And like the second
This
chorus,
one's for my back
is
shot
the
camera.
extended chorus.
It's back
So
here
we
like
have
where you
that
guys are.
descending chord pattern like we did last time, again, a step higher.
I actually put it on the table. I actually put it up on this table right here.
And
So
because
it'll be
of
way
I
up
have to throw another
over
ball at
the
us.
back shot, over the
Because
shoulder.
why wouldn't they? And with that last chord, they modulate again and throw us back down into C. Even though it
Now
may
he
sound
does
like
some
that figure, and
he does a Mozart
figure
kind of a
chord
style
chord
here. Mozart
in F. It's really not.
or Chopin or he does I forgot what you call that. I probably didn't know. I think I do know what they called it.
So that figure goes a few times.
This is going to be, I'm taking this over top of the overhead. Fixing the wire so it won't be showing, so it won't droop. I can pull it tight.
Before we modulate again into I Get Up, I Get Down, which is in E major. So that's what I'm going to do today. I know I threw a lot of stuff out. There was a lot to cover in this section.
Now that
I
it's
know I
all
just skimmed the
over and
surface.
done,
There are a
go
lot
to
more
the
questions.
sea,
There's
bow
a lot
to
more
the
to talk
sun.
about. If you have any
Now that
questions,
it's
of course,
all, now that
that's what
you're
the comment section
whole.
is for. So
Actually, this
let's
song
continue
played
the
an important
conversation.
part
I
of
look
me
forward to hearing
getting
from you guys. And we'll talk to you next
leading
time.
me to
Take
Christ.
care.
Actually. Seasons will pass you by. I get on. That's the dryer smelling like that. Dry. Drain. I'm gonna go put in the I'm gonna put in a request for this dry. I think this thing smells like it's burning. What happened? Oh, my Ethernet plug must have came out. I'll close to the air. I'm ready to put in a request. This dryer smells like it's burning. Oh! Oh, my bill is due. I have no money though, I don't think. We put a maintenance request. Oh, my phone's not working. I gotta use the email. Dishwasher smells funny. Kitchen. Dishwasher smelling funny, want to make sure everything's okay. Last time I used it, one of my wooden forks got stuck down inside, and I made sure I didn't burn the motor out. Okay, I want to see. I just want him to come smell it, make sure. Let me see if I want to see if my money went in. What am I doing? That's nice. I'm gonna sign off and come back again, all right? Just to get a sound check to see how this is working. And I'm gonna set up all my cameras, and then we'll come right back. Peace and love, peace and hair grease. Thank everybody for all the thumbs up on the last live. Everybody's in the chat room. We was just talking.